All right, welcome everyone. We're here at Betsy Layne High School, Betsy Layne Ladycat Media Day. Coach Thacker, glad you could join us. You want to talk a little bit about what's going on with your team, talk about a little bit about the upcoming season. We got a lot of good things going on up here on the hill.
Absolutely. First off, we want to thank you guys for doing this for us. This is a day that we look forward to every year. The girls look forward to. Kind of a day off practice is probably why they look forward to it. But we want to thank you all for that. You know, we got pictures going on down there, you guys up here. So looking at this season, we're just now starting to be, let's say, 80% healthy. So that's been huge for us, getting everybody back. You know, volleyball had an extremely good run in the region this year, so we took a step back for that while we waited on them to conclude their season, which is a good thing. That's a good wait. And Jaden Pente, had a knee surgery this summer. Charlotte Kid's still recovering from hers, and then we've had a couple bumps and bruises. But we're 15 girls in the gym a day, so we'll never complain with that.
Well, listen, I wanted to get schedules out, and I've got a bunch of them to drop, and I'll never forget, I messaged you and said, hey, Coach, let me have your schedule so I can get ready to put it out. He said, you said, Coach, I don't want to do that until after volleyball season. To me, that's class. I mean, I ain't just saying it because you're here. You're thinking of the bigger picture, because some of these girls, basketball players, are also volleyball players. Yeah. Let's don't distract them. They had a mission. They made it to the Final Four of the region, so kudos. To me, that's the way it should be.
Yeah, first off, hats off to those girls and the coaches, Coach Gerald, Coach Crystal Allen, and all the players. We've only got 4 of them, but as we know most of them, so congratulations to them for that. But we've always kind of been like that. When football has their runs, we kind of schedule blue and white night away so they can enjoy that. We want the focus where the focus needs to be. And same way with volleyball. We had parents asking, hey, what are we doing? What are we doing? Same way I told you, hey, just wait. When their season's over, then we can get basketball.
Well, at a small school, I hate to use this word, you got to share players, right? So many times they talk about, it wants to be, I want to be a basketball player. I want to be a volleyball player. I want to be a softball player. Small school can't do that. We've only got so many athletes to go around. We got to share them, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you want your athletes playing. So to do it the right way, you have to share, you have to be patient. The whole school works well together with scheduling around other sports, so that that's a plus, and it just makes it easier for the players where they don't have to decide what they want to do.
Well, I was so excited. I've got our schedule. Our schedule is going to have a little twist to it. It's going to show exactly what games we're going to be covering for each school. You'll see those start dropping later in the week with us and our friends over at WPRG. I'm happy to say we're going to have every boys game from Betsy Layne on air at home games, and the majority of the girls' games, Coach. Now, there's just been some scheduling. It's been tough.
I mean, when you're covering that many games, anything that we can get, but we're used to, here at the girls' game, if it's not a big game, it's hard to get people to come because there's so many big games going. But you all being able to fit, I think we talked 9, 10, 11 games, and that's huge. I mean, that's almost half of our schedule.
Well, that's what it takes. Today with social media and so many kids wanting to go to college, back when I dabbled in coaching, I was no Corey Thacker now, but back when I dabbled in coaching, I worked with a guy, and his statement was, my goal is to help you get college paid for. Yeah. As a coach. And when I stopped and thought about it, I thought exactly right. And how better way to do that is now today with social media.
That's it.
You've got all this technology. We got to get these athletes out, because they may not be coming to look at a Kinley Martin. They may has somebody else on the floor, but if Kinley has a big game,
right.
Guess what? That coach just saw her. Now Kinley's on the radar. Or same way with Pente, or the same thing with Gerald. We got to get them out in front, and that's my belief, and that's why I started
100%,
APSN.
Because without social media in your program, you're failing the kids. I mean,
exactly.
Without your program, you have to have it nowadays to promote these kids, promote your team, promote your school, or you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Oh, completely agree. And I love my wife says I'm a social media junkie, but I like the little TikToks.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got a team page. The girl, Kinley Martin, don't tell her I told you this, but she's running our team page. TikTok on there.
Yeah.
She has the question of the day. She's really, it keeps
it's
her
pretty
engaged.
cool.
It's off, it's something fun after that 2 hours of practice every day.
Well, absolutely. And they enjoy it because that's what they're doing. So why not bring a little energy? So let's talk a little bit about the season. Big year last year. I thought you did great. Made a huge run in the All-A.
Yep.
you return a lot of key pieces off of that team. Talk a little bit about what's to expect this coming year.
We beefed our schedule up a little bit. There was a lot of things that went into that come falling short of that All-A. Outside of putting the blame on myself, our schedule wasn't as strong as it needed to be at the beginning of the season. It was stronger at the end of the season. So this year we made sure, and we only have one home game before Christmas. So we're on the road a lot. We want to be road tested. We've got teams, from a couple regions. But, last year was a very phenomenal year. But like I told these seniors, this stuff behind us is the legacy we want them to leave. We want their banner to be hung up here, district, region, all that stuff. But it starts in here. So we're looking forward to this season. The biggest part about this, we returned, 5 or 6 of our top scorers from last year out of our 8-man rotation. We lost 2 seniors, which played crucial roles in this program for 4 years now. They played crucial roles in the program for 4 years. But these girls, you got Jaden Pente, Shyla, you got Kelly Martin, and Lake and Keithley. That's seniors that have got a lot of varsity minutes. Even when sometimes they wasn't ready, they was thrown into the fire, being 8th graders and freshmen and sophomores. So the experience behind them is going to be there. It's going to be great. We've been to that All-A championship now. We know what that tastes like. We know what that feels like, and we know what we got to do to get over that hump, to be hanging that trophy up at the end of the day.
Well, and I think that's the key. Let's jump right into it, boy. 58th district. I said in the girls last year, pound for pound, it was the toughest district. Now, you had some phenomenal players, teams in Johnson Central, but I think Paintsville, I think this district in the girls last year was the most competitive night in and night out.
Bottom, all 4 teams. I think that's a credit to the coaches. That's what I said WYMT last week. Brandon Kidd, what he's built at Prestonsburg over the 7 or 8 year span. What Coach Little was able to do with Floyd Central last year kind of just kept what Justin Triplett was doing, and now he's back into it. And of course, Melinda Feltner. What she's done in Lawrence County is just, some Hall of Fame stuff. But, those 3, and that's what I told the girls, is no matter the talent in our district, those 3 coaches are going to have their teams prepared. They're going to play hard, and it's always going to be competitive because who's on the other side of the bench.
Well, it's always tough when Betsy Layne plays Prestonsburg. You got to remember, my daughter graduated from Prestonsburg, played under Coach Kidd, and then obviously my son spent 2 years here. So but Jake went everywhere, so that's beside the point. But it's so fun to watch this 58th district basketball.
Oh yeah.
So, what's the first game you've marked on the schedule? And I'm gonna put you out there on a little bit of a limb.
That's fine. The first game we've marked on our schedule is Blue and White Night. Honestly, it's going to look a little different this year. In the past, this is the most numbers we've had since I've been here, which is a great problem to have. But Blue and White Night's going to look a little different. It's usually fun, and we're still going to keep it fun, but we're going to make it really competitive this year. That's our first date schedule, but our preseason, we want to see where we're at. And we got a group that's going to be on the court together, in the varsity rotation and the JV rotation. Girls that's never played ball together. We've got 3 girls from John M. Stumbo this year. I think we've got 4 from Betsy Layne who's used to competing against each other. Now they're learning to play with each other. And then we've got some varsity pieces. Outside of this summer, because a lot of injuries this summer. Numbers was down. The BVA volleyball that took off, which volleyball is taking over girls basketball, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
A lot of publicity. But we had a lot light numbers this summer, so we got to see some pieces that hadn't had varsity minutes that had to step in when we went to WKU and Campbellsville and stuff like that. So we're just interested. That first game, it's at Eastridge. We're playing at Eastridge, our first scrimmage game, and then we're having Jenkins here in the Junior Newsom Classic.
Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to those just to see where we're at, see where we got to go, make sure we're ahead of schedule from where we want to be, and if not, what do we got to do to get there?
Exactly right. Junior Newsom Classic, we'll be here covering that Saturday after Thanksgiving. So if you can get out, come to the gym, enjoy some great basketball. If turkey and dressing is your thing and you have a little leftovers, tune in to us, right? Tune in to us.
Bring us a plate. That's okay.
Bring us a plate up here. We'll be here all day. So we're super excited. But you mentioned also the Junior Newsom Classic, a lot of great teams, a lot of great boys action.
Yep.
I think it's 10 games that day. So much basketball action here.
Yeah, I think there's, I know we play a varsity and JV game, and I think there's Phelps in Harlan County that plays another girls game, and I think like you said, there's 7 or 8 boys games, which if I'm not mistaken, you got Betsy Layne, you got Huntington Prep, I think I seen Shelby Valley,
Yeah.
maybe. So I mean, you got the teams you want to see. I mean, that's a tournament you want to see. I mean, outside the Zip Zone Classic, I mean, that's one of the bigger tournaments for preseason.
Absolutely. And this Friday night, we will be, I got to get a little plug for us. Sorry about that. We'll be up at Shelby Valley covering the Pike County Classic. Betsy Layne Boys is in there.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, so.
I think they play Breathitt County.
Yeah.
Which will be a good team.
That'll be absolutely. Breathitt County returns a lot. You know, they did lose Austin Sperry, but they still return a lot of talent. Well, Coach, it's been so much fun. I can't wait. You know, I'm a basketball guy at heart. And I like football, Susan, but I want to be inside where it's nice and warm. No more of them cold nights. But we still got some football action going on. 3 big games this week. 3 of our local teams. So, but I'm ready for basketball.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been ready for basketball. This is a down season. You know, off season was different this year. You know, last year it's only 2 girls, but we graduated 2 seniors, which was our biggest graduating class in 4 years that I've been here. So it was a little different this year because we're used to having the same 7 or 8 girls all through summer. So we've had an extra, you know, couple months with injuries just to recover from that and support these other girls in their other sports. But we're ready to get going. I'm tired of seeing them play each other. I'm ready to see them play somebody else.
All right. Coach, anything else you want? Closing thoughts? We're going to jump out to a commercial break.
Like I said, you know, just make sure, you know, not only our pages, but your pages too. You know, this is something we look forward to. And as soon as I called you, you jumped right on it. There was no questions. Hey, when you need us there, we'll be glad to do it. You know, these kids are having a great time. I mean, between pictures and TikToking and all that, waiting in line over here, they're having a great time with this, and this is what it's all about.
Well, absolutely. If you're new to the page, like I said, go out and like it and share it, because I promise you're not going to be disappointed with the basketball coverage. We have got wall-to-wall basketball for the next, starting, you know, with the Junior Newsom. Right. You know, we're wall to wall all the way up to the end of February.
5 days a weekend. 6 days.
6 days, yeah. I think we get off Sunday, so but a lot of basketball. But I'm excited. We're going to have a lot of teams. You're going to see so much great basketball here. So, and you know, with Appalachian Prep Sports, if you can't catch us and maybe you're at home, you know, and you're not quite on the social media trend, flip it over to TV5 WPRG. You can watch it right there as well. So we're super excited about that. I know some of our older grandparents are still struggling with the technology, but they know where to find Channel 5.
That's huge. The partnership you guys got, I mean, just expands it even more. I mean, that's a testament to what you guys and them are doing, you know, working together for the kids.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Coach, let's jump out to a commercial break. We'll come right back here. We're going to meet some of the younger players as the seniors are still taking some photos down there, and then we'll bring them up and talk to them more in depth. Coach?
Absolutely. We'll line them up, have them ready for you.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Let's jump out for a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Appalachian Prep Sports Network.
At Valley Discount Pharmacy, we're more than just prescriptions. We're your neighbors. Whether you need affordable medications, expert advice, or just a friendly face, we're here for you every step of the way. Fast service, trusted care, and prices that won't break the bank. Valley Discount Pharmacy, local, reliable, affordable.
In life's hardest moments, you deserve comfort and care. At Hall & Jones Funeral Home, we guide you with compassion, honoring your loved one with dignity and respect. From traditional services to meaningful celebrations, we're here for you every step of the way. Hall & Jones Funeral Home, where every goodbye is filled with love.
Rainey Real Estate Development, your housing source for Pikeville, Kentucky. Just hitting the market is this gorgeous 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment located only 5 minutes from campus. If you're interested in a home, call Jake Rainey at Rainey Real Estate Development, 606-477-8662. That's Rainey Real Estate Development.
Back pain, stiff neck, or everyday aches that keep you from living the life you love. At Hall Chiropractic, we provide gentle, personalized care to help you move better, feel better, and live better. Whether it's pain relief, better mobility, or overall wellness, our team is here for you. Don't wait. Call Hall Chiropractic today and get back to what matters most. Hall Chiropractic. Your health, your life, aligned.
All right, everybody, we are back here on the Appalachian Prep Sports Network. I'm joined with some of the younger players that are coming in. First, I'm joined up by
Carson Lilly.
Carson Lilly. Carson, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you go to school?
I go to Betsy Layne Elementary.
Betsy Layne Elementary. All right. What grade you in?
I'm in 7th grade.
So, who was your middle school coach?
Gary Keithley.
Oh, Coach Keithley. I could tell some stories on him. No, he's a great guy. Listen, so let's talk a little bit. How's it like coming up to the high school and playing?
I was a little nervous at first, but it's really fun to play with all the older girls.
Well, listen, you know, I tell this story all the time. My daughter, back before they put that rule as you couldn't play, you had to be a 7th grader. My daughter, not too long ago, started as a 5th grader. So she played her 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade year before she ever actually went to high school. So you're right, it's different. Talk a little bit about the difference at the middle school level playing at the high school level. Just bigger, right? Faster.
Yeah, it's like you need to learn a lot quicker, and it's harder than middle school, but it's definitely a fun experience.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. You know, and I talk about it all the time, and you'll hear us when we broadcast. You'll make a pass, and the middle school level, that would have been a great pass, but the kids are so much stronger and faster at this level. It's a turnover.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest difference to me as a coach, as a fan. But is there anybody you want to give a shout out to back home?
My mom.
There you go. Absolutely. You better thank your mom. I always tell the boys, I said, you better thank your mom. Somebody got to wash that stinky jersey after the game, right?
Yeah.
All right, Carson, listen, I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. We got a couple more coming in. Up next, come on in. They act like they're nervous. They act like they've never done this before. So is this your first time being interviewed?
Yes.
All right. So same questions I ask her. Talk a little bit about yourself. Tell us your name.
My name is Blair Adams, and I'm a sophomore at Betsy Layne High School.
Oh, all right. Sophomore here. So where'd you go to elementary school?
Johns Creek.
Johns Creek. Transferred in? Okay. All right. So how is it, and I'm going to ask you a different question. I'm going to throw you for a loop, right? How is it playing for Coach Thacker?
I think I have learned a lot from Coach Thacker. He has definitely taught me a lot about team, like leadership and just working as a team. And our team feels more like a family than any other team I've ever been on.
Well, that is awesome. So big expectations coming in the year. Y'all had a great season last year. So as a sophomore, what are you looking to do? How are you looking to help the team?
I just want to work my way in and build myself up and get prepared for my junior and senior year.
Well, I tell you what, to have only been this your first interview, those are pretty good answers.
Thanks.
So I'm going to ask you the same thing. Anybody you want to give a shout out to back home?
Shout out to my dad.
Oh, all right. Us dads, we deserve credit too every now and then. We drive you to the games, right? Okay. All right. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Next up, who we got now? All right. Tell us, same question. What's your name?
My name's Lana Wallins. I'm a 7th grader from John M.
Oh, played at John M., the Lady Mustang. See, I know the mascots and everything up there. So, who was your middle school coach?
Keisha Newman.
Okay. Tisha?
Keisha.
Okay, I thought. All right. Talk a little bit about coming up. I'm going to ask you the same question since you're in middle school. And you don't steal my answer. I already gave you the answer, this open book test. What's the difference that you've seen coming in at the high school level?
You have to be a lot stronger. You can't make any bad passes.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
A lot quicker than elementary.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna say this. My son played 2 years here as well, and I used the example with him. He was a big guy. He played the post. He played inside, right? Same way I'm assuming you play inside, right? The difference is strength when you come on as a post player, because you're used to being the biggest and tallest. I would have guessed, right? You're not always the biggest and tallest at high school. So talk a little bit about playing for Coach Stacker so far. This is your first season up here. So you've really just worked out. Talk about the workouts.
They're a lot tougher than what we used to do, but I really enjoy it.
Well, that's
You'll teach us a lot.
absolutely. So going to have some JV action. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of minutes in. Listen, just keep working and keep getting better. So anybody you want to give a shout out to?
My mom.
Oh, everybody think of mom. Us dads, that's 2 for 1. For all you dads at home, I'm keeping count. 2 to 1, we're losing. So somebody better thank dad over there, right? No, I'm just kidding. Absolutely, so she said. So, all right, appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, and we'll get us another player in here. All right, no nerves, right? Nothing to be nervous about. All right, look right there in the camera and tell us your name and what grade you're in.
My name's Mike Newsom, and I'm in 7th grade at John M. Stumbo.
Oh, John M., another Lady Mustang. All right. Talk a little bit about your middle school career. What was your highlight of your? I mixed it up on you, didn't I? Talk about your biggest highlight in your middle school career.
Really just getting to play a lot, honestly.
Absolutely. So your coach was Coach Keisha Newman. I keep on saying Newman. So talk a little bit about so far transitioning up here to the high school.
I really like it.
Okay.
And you just got to be a lot tougher and a lot stronger.
Yep, absolutely. So what position do you play? Guard? Okay.
Well, for middle school I was point guard, but I don't know what I'll be if you're guard.
Yeah. Well, so do you like to handle the ball, or are you more of a shooter?
Both.
Oh, okay. Here we go. That's good. So talk about the adjustment from coming. I know we talked about what the difference is, but talk about how you've handled the adjustment so far coming to high school. No nerves? You just felt comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to at home?
My parents. And
Now see, there you go. And Coach got to give a shout out. Yeah, absolutely. Now, see, that's the way to do it. You don't single out just mom and dad for all you. It's both, right? All right. And grandparents. Grandparents mean a lot too. Nothing made my mom happier than to come see my kids play. So, listen. Thank you for stopping by. We've got a few more interviews. Come on in. Sit down.
Hi.
All right. Tell us your name and your grade first.
Okay, my name's London Adams, and I'm in 7th grade, and I go to John M. Stumbo.
All right, John M. Stumbo. Man, John M. must have had a pretty good team. I tell you what, I'm going to get out and check this middle school action out. So now, you've sat here and you've listened. You've been spying on the whole test, right? So what's the difference for you? And don't steal the other answers. What's been the difference playing at the high school?
Let me think. We're more of a team here. Like, not saying that in middle school we weren't a team, but this time in high school, I've known these girls forever. We're like family. Some of them went to my school whenever they were younger, and I played with them at some point. But I think it's really just, I feel like more of a family than I did. But yeah.
Did you? Now I'm gonna put you on the spot. Did you kind of look up to some of these older girls over the years? You've been coming.
Of course, yeah. I look up to a lot of the seniors. I look up to Kinley. I look up all the high school girls. Amari.
Well, I tell stories every time I talk. I can't help it. I get involved. Mm-hmm. But I go back to probably one of the biggest things is, like I said, if you heard, my daughter went down with a bunch of her friends and they played in middle school. It was so cool that during the summer we practiced for middle school, right? Yeah. Some of the high school girls came into our practice, and that just made their day because it built that family, that teamwork, that unity that you're talking about. Yeah. So absolutely. So, shout out. Who we giving a shout out
Okay,
to?
I have a couple shout outs.
Oh, all right, we got this. She's a talker right here, Coach.
Coach Corey, of course.
Oh, all right.
My old coach, Keisha.
Okay.
My grandma and grandpa, Miss you Granny, and my parents, plus my stepmom.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. That's the way to do it. See, you didn't leave anybody out. You didn't leave anybody
I
out.
love my whole family.
Absolutely. Listen, appreciate you coming up, taking the time. We got a couple more we got to talk to. Who's up next? We'll get them to move up. So
Thank you.
we'll talk to. Appreciate you. All right. Thank you. We got a few more. Let's see. Who's next? Have we got everybody over here yet? No, you're hiding over. I see how you are. Okay. All right. No nerves. Easy questions. You've got all these, right?
Yeah.
So tell us your name and what grade you're in.
My name is Jalen Carroll, and I'm in 8th grade.
Where you go to school?
Betsy Layne.
Oh, Betsy Layne. Now, Betsy Layne, John M. Is there a little bit of a rivalry at first? Go ahead. It's okay to say it. Yes, there is.
We don't really play on an A team any.
Oh, okay.
But our B team, yeah.
Okay, all right. You know, it's always, you know, as being an old-time coach here in girls basketball, assistant coach that is, you know, you do have those schools that was always a little bit of a rival. And when they're close, it makes a little bit of a difference. But it makes it so unique. Then you come to the same high school and your teammates.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Gary was your middle school coach, right?
Yeah.
Talk about, and I've asked this to everybody, and I'm going to ask all of you, the transition, especially you middle school kids, the transition coming to the high school level.
It's a little bit more challenging coming to the high school. And they're more like a family up here. You get more comfortable with them.
Now I'm going to ask you the same question I asked the last one because I thought of that. That's a pretty good question. Did you really see yourself as you were younger looking up to some of these older girls?
Like, as I was younger, I did look up to some of the older girls because I played with a few of them in middle school. And when I was in K-5, I had played with a few of them, like Jaden Pente and them, and I've always looked up to them.
Well, listen, I can't wait to basketball season. Like I said, I'm a basketball junkie, so this is my time of the year. So anybody you want to give a shout out to?
My parents.
Oh, I see. She listened. She took the advice. The parents. That way you have both of them. Well, listen, I appreciate you stopping by. We're going to get to see the rest of guys. I think we got 2 more, and we're going to jump out for a commercial break, and then we'll talk to some of the older girls. Let's see. All right. Always check your phone. Did you see where, I'm going to go off script. Did you see where Bam Abadiah, who played for Kentucky, answered his cell phone during a press conference the other day? He said, "It's my mom calling. I got to answer." But, shout out to him. Absolutely. So I think I've seen you play a little bit of another sport this year so far, right?
Yeah.
So let's tell us your name and your grade, and then we'll talk briefly about that other sport before we talk about basketball.
My name's Kennedy Allen, and I'm in 8th grade.
And you went to?
Betsy Layne Elementary.
Betsy Layne Elementary. And for those of you that don't know, she also played on the volleyball team here at Betsy Layne and did a phenomenal job. Really fit in with that group, and you guys had a great season.
We did.
Yeah, Final Four appearance in the region. Kudos to you guys. But now's your favorite sport, right? We won't tell Mom. We won't. If you don't know, her mom's the volleyball coach too. So we won't tell Mom this is your favorite sport, right? So. Talk a little bit about, now you played up here last year, correct?
Yeah.
So not as big a transition for you this year, but talk a little bit about what you want to see this team this year. What's your goal? What's your expectation?
Well, I want us to go really far in region and in district too.
Well, you had that, you had that little bit of a taste last year. You made it to the championship game of the All-A, right? So now you have that hunger. You really want a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
So now, what was the biggest challenge for you? And I've asked everybody this question. You're still middle school, even though it feels like you've been around for a while. What's the biggest change coming from middle school to high school?
It's a lot more fast-paced. Like fast-paced, there's more competition. You have to work a lot harder to actually get where you want to be.
So now, while you were playing volleyball, because I kept up, I've known your mom and your dad for a long, long time, and so you were playing two sports. You were playing middle school basketball and volleyball?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about the pressure of doing that.
Well, Gary and Mom, they just kind of scheduled around each other as best as they could. I never really missed anything except for a couple practices, but it was stressful, but we made it work.
Well, and that's key because, I was talking to Coach Thacker, and I'm going to say it again for those of you that didn't listen. We got to get past this, I'm a basketball player, or I'm a volleyball player, or I'm a softball player, because at a small school, you got to play more than one sport because we need the athletes on the floor to be competitive, right?
Right.
So, and you exemplified that. So, who we want to give a shout out to?
My parents and my brothers.
Oh, okay. Got to give the brothers a little love. Okay. All right. Listen, appreciate you stopping by. I'm sure we're going to see some big things out of you on the basketball court this year.
Thank you.
All right. We got one more. How many we got more? We got more. We got a couple more. Two more before we go to a break. All right. Now you've listened to all these questions, so it should be second get nature now, right? Tell us your name, your grade.
My name is Lacey Keithley, and I'm in 7th grade.
Oh, and where did you go to school?
Betsy Layne Elementary.
Keithley. Okay. So who was your coach?
Gary.
Oh, okay. All right. Talk a little bit about playing for Coach Keithley.
It was a little bit difficult because he would push us really a
Well,
lot.
that's what a good coach does, and you'll look back on all that stuff. I'm going to tell another story. I'm sorry. I had the pleasure of chatting with two of my former players today on Facebook. And the first thing they said, what I wouldn't do to go back and play 3 AAU games a day. The little things sometimes you'll forget now, but you'll remember later on. So, absolutely. So he pushed you and made a good coach. Talk about playing for Coach Thacker now. Different style?
Yes, a lot different. I don't really know.
Yeah. So talk about what you're going to play a lot of JV. Obviously, you got some great teams coming up. Talk a little bit about how excited you are about playing at the high school level.
I'm very excited. I feel like it's going to be a lot different, and I just have to get used to it.
Yeah, and I told you you're a guard. Based on your size, I would say you're a guard. It's speed. Speed's the difference. I mean, everything happens faster at the high school level. And just like I told the first girl, passes you made in middle school won't get there. Won't get there. You trying to make her laugh? Okay. So just remember that. I used to say no beach ball passes. You know what a beach ball pass is? That's one that goes way up in the air and comes down. It's got to be straight line. No beach ball passes. So, all right, listen. Who are you going to give us a shout out to?
My parents.
Your parents. All right. Are they watching? Is this your first interview?
Yes.
You did great. All right. Thank you. All right. We see who we can get next, and then we're going to get into some of the key components here. Come on in. All right. All right. Tell us your name and your grade.
Amari Anderson. I'm a junior.
A junior. So you've played considerable minutes here at Betsy Layne. You've been with Coach Thacker now how many years?
A year, last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about his coaching style.
I like it. He really works with everyone and on what they need to work on.
So what's your okay? Now we're gonna put you on the spot. So see, you're all veterans. He can't say anything. You are. What's your favorite thing about Coach Thacker?
Probably his humor.
It's humor. Okay.
Yeah.
So give us. Okay, it's humor. All right. I'm gonna really put you on the spot. Give us his one line. When he's mad, he's gonna say.
Maury! We just yell at you. We just yell your name.
Oh, all right. Listen. It's so good to sit down and talk to you all because I'm a basketball fan. I am ready for basketball season. Ready. So what's your goal for this team? What's your goal right now? You would say we had a good season if.
like at the end we could have pulled it together, I think we could have came out champions.
Absolutely. The district's going to be tough. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be tough. It's the most competitive district year in, year out, I feel. So, all right. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
My mom, Kim Clark.
All right, her mom. So now, moms, just to let you know, moms are up 3-1. Dads, we got to do something. So mom is up 3-1. 3 shout outs to mom, 1 shout out to dad. So thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
All right, Coach, who we got left? All right, now we're going to talk to some seniors. Going to talk to Miss Lakin Keithley, right? All right. So senior year. Tell us your goals for this season.
I really would like for our team to come closer as like a family, and obviously win.
Well, absolutely. You know that's true. So, talk a little bit about how long have you played basketball?
Since 4th grade.
Wow, since 4th grade. So you've been here at the high school level since 7th grade?
I came out in 8th grade.
8th grade year, okay. So this is basically your 5th year playing high school basketball. Talk to us a little bit. Now I'm going to ask you the same question. What's your thing you like about Coach the most?
He pushes us.
Oh, okay. All right. There we go. Now, what is the one line you know Coach Thacker is going to say when he's mad? What's the one thing? What's his go-to? Got to keep it clean too. We're on Facebook. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking.
He just makes us run.
Just makes you run. They're running. There you go. Hey, I've used that line several times, Coach. So, all right. But listen, you know, you all have got a great squad. You got 4 seniors this year. Talk about playing with these other girls. You know, you've known them. I'm sure you all went through middle school together. Talk a little bit about the bond you have between those seniors.
Well, we've all been best friends for a long time, so.
Absolutely.
Just family at this point.
Absolutely. I've heard that over and over and over. It's like a family, and that's a good thing, because families can fuss and fight between each other and argue, but in the end, we always know we got each other's back, right?
Yeah.
So, awesome job. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
My parents and my coaches.
All right. And I'm going to give a shout out to, and I don't think you know this, your grandmother.
Delphi?
Yeah, your grandmother Delphi. My mom was her roommate for a while when she was sick. So shout out to her. I'll make sure she sees this. So, all right, Lakin, appreciate you stopping by. Coach, let's jump out for a quick break, and then we'll be right back here to interview the rest of the girls. You're watching the Appalachian Prep Sports Network.
In life's hardest moments, you deserve comfort and care. At Hall and Jones Funeral Home, we guide you with compassion, honoring your loved one with dignity and respect. From traditional services to meaningful celebrations, we're here for you every step of the way. Hall and Jones Funeral Home, where every goodbye is filled with love.
At Shelby Valley Diner, every bite is made to satisfy. Crispy, saucy wings, made just the way you like them. And don't miss our daily specials, fresh and delicious, giving you something new to love every single day. Pizza, wings, and specials you can't resist. Only at the Shelby Valley Diner. Shelby Valley Diner, where flavor meets family. So come hungry, leave happy. At Valley Discount Pharmacy, we're more than just prescriptions. We're your neighbors. Whether you need affordable medications, expert advice, or just a friendly face, we're here for you every step of the way. Fast service, trusted care, and prices that won't break the bank. Valley Discount Pharmacy, local, reliable, affordable.
Rainey Real Estate Development, your housing source for Pikeville, Kentucky. Just hitting the market is this gorgeous 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment located only 5 minutes from campus. If you're interested in a home, Call Jake Rainey at Rainey Real Estate Development, 606-477-8662. That's Rainey Real Estate Development. All right, everybody, welcome back here. Jaden, did you watch that commercial? That's a pretty good looking food. Yeah. Stop by the Shelby Valley Diner. I'm telling you, see Tarlis and the crew up there. Man, oh man, I tell you, that's good food right there. That is some amazing food. They got wings, they got pizza, they got anything you could ask for. Stop by and see the friends at Shelby Valley Diner. So I am now joined by Miss Jaden Gerald. Listen, I had the pleasure of watching you this year on the volleyball court. Kudos, man, what a great season you had.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You know, and I wasn't, Susan, I'm going to say something. I wasn't a volleyball fan. I wasn't. And I started watching, and Shonda, shout out to Shonda Hall, she tried to get me, she actually had me help her coach volleyball one time because she was one of our assistants on the girls team. And that's back before you could really scream and yell. So I jump up, you know, I'm coaching like I would basketball, and I'm starting screaming and yelling, oh no, you can't do that. So I've really become a volleyball fan this season. I have. I've seen a lot. We covered a couple of your all's games, 2 or 3. We covered a lot of the other teams, but great year. Final Four, you know, kudos. I know you're going to start travel up soon after basketball season travel starts. So, hey, you better check her out. What'd you end up 13th in the state in kills?
I think so.
You know, 13th in the state in kills and 4th in our region. Think about that. We have some amazing volleyball talent right here in this region. But hey, forget that white brown ball. We're going to talk about the leather brown basketball. Yeah. So talk a little bit about basketball now. So I know who she is, but let's let her tell you who she is. So tell them your name and your grade.
My name is Jaden Gerald, and I'm a junior.
All right, junior year. So how long have you played basketball now?
I've played at the high school level since 8th grade, but I've played basketball since I was 4. Oh,
all right. You know, so now I'm not going to ask you. I was going to ask you which one's your favorite, but I'm not going to put you on the spot like that. That's too much.
I'll tell you.
Oh, okay. Which is your favorite?
Volleyball.
Volleyball. I don't blame you. I've not seen you play basketball as much, but you're pretty daggone good at volleyball. So talk a little bit about now the difference. You know, I'm going to be honest again. I didn't realize how good of an athlete, and this sounds bad, how good of an athlete you had to be to play volleyball. You know, I thought there's no running, you know, you move a little short burst, but you think about how many, and one of our announcers brought this up, how many times you jump in a game. How does those skills relate to basketball?
You know, all of my sports kind of help one another out because whether it's basketball helps volleyball by conditioning and you're running and you're jumping for balls or your footwork, it all just kind of ties in together.
No, and I completely agree. I think the two go hand in hand. So talk a little bit about playing for Coach Thacker. What's it like playing for Coach?
You know, it has its ups, it has its downs, but I mean, it's good.
Well, you know, I told stories while we was off air too, and I talked about talking to my 2 former players, and it's so cool the things that they remember, right? Yeah. So what's the one thing you remember about Coach? And I'm going to ask this question. I've asked it a lot. When he gets mad, how do you know you're like, uh-oh?
He just won't say anything. He'll either rub his head real hard or he'll rub his beard. He just won't say anything.
All right. But talk about how it is to play for him, honestly.
It's good. Like, we all joke around and give him a hard time, but it's really good. it's a good environment to be around, and I mean it's a great team to play for.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So what's your goal? What's your goals for this season? I know you're going to play a lot. You got so close in the All-A last year. What's your goals for this season? And I get it. Everybody says we want to win the region. Yeah. I know, but you got to have steps before you get there. So what's your goal?
I want to compete with the top teams in the region this year.
I like that.
Because last year we didn't get to really play a lot of, harder district games or harder region games. Like we didn't get a chance to play the Johnson Centrals, and we played Pikeville I think once in Raceland.
Yeah.
So just compete with them.
I like that, because before you can say I want to win, you got to compete. You gotta play those teams, and the only way you're going to see how good you are is play those good teams. So I really like that answer. So anybody you want to give a shout out to?
My family.
Oh, she did the blanket answer. Come on, you got to be a little more specific. The family. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. And Coach Allen is saying the volleyball coach. Hey, we've already talked enough volleyball over here. I told her how she and some of the other girls have turned me into a volleyball fan. So I appreciate you taking the time to come up and see us.
Thank you for having me.
Should be a great time. We got a bunch of games on the schedule. Should be a lot of fun here on the hill. Yeah. So thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's see who is up next. All right, we've got coming in. We'll let her introduce herself. We'll let you introduce yourself. Tell us your grade.
I'm a senior. I'm Jaden Pente.
Jaden Pente, the point guard. I have been watching you run the point on this team. Geez, I go back to when my son was here. Gee, he'd say that's a long time ago, right? But talk a little bit. How long have you been at the high school level? You played in the 7th and 8th grade? Yeah. So, and I believe going back, you was in the main rotation, if not starting in the 7th grade, right?
I started a couple games in my 8th grade.
Okay, all right. I knew you played a lot. I can remember those days. So talk a little bit about Coach. I always go to Coach. Let's get him out of the way first. So I'm going to ask you the same question. How do you know when Jaden is messed up and Coach is mad? Not that happens often.
You can definitely tell. He'll be on the sidelines. You'll tell.
But no, I've been friends with Corey a long time, and I think he does a fabulous job. Talk a little bit about your perspective of being with him the whole time he's been here. Talk a little bit about how you interact with Coach. What do you think of Coach?
I think he's a good coach. I think he pushes you to be better.
He's super competitive. He wants to win.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly. Talk a little bit about the 58th district. I say pound for pound, it's the most competitive. Now, I'm not saying the others are easy. Please don't somebody run and make that statement. I just think it's always, in the 58th, there may not be the best team, but the 4 teams always seem to be even and beat each other up.
It is. And even if you don't think it, when district rolls around, it's head-to-head.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk a little bit about what your expectations is this year for the district.
I think this year with the district, anyone can take the run that wants it. I mean, there's so much competition, and Lawrence County just gained Brooke Markham. So that's a good pickup for them.
Absolutely.
I think this district is going to be a really good year.
Well, and a perfect example of that, you say, Coach, why do you say that? Go back to last year. Wasn't Prestonsburg the 4 seed coming in?
Yeah.
4 seed and made it to the Final Four of the region, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't they lose in the semis, wasn't it? No, it was year before. No. Well, I don't remember. Anyways, I can't remember. I know it was either last year or year before. So
before they won, they came out.
Yeah, that's when it was at Prestonsburg. Yeah. So anything can happen when it comes to district play. So talk about this group that you're with. You've got your sidekick. You got your sidekick back. She's come back after a little short departure. You've got Lakin. You've got your other senior, and her name's lost me.
Kinley.
Oh yeah, Kinley Martin. Lord, I couldn't think of her name. I could see her face. But talk a little bit about playing with that group as long as you have.
We have a really special group. I've played with these girls. I've played with Kinley since we were in like Head Start ball.
Wow.
And like we all just know each other, like the friends, and we're friends outside of sports, so it carries on. And we all just want what's best for each other at the end of the day.
You know that, and that's what makes a group unique is when they have that bond. That you know they're friends. It's one thing to be teammates, but another thing to be friends. So, kudos. All right. Shout out time.
Paul. My papa.
Oh, okay, Paul. Okay, so now dads, I'm going to go back to it. We are falling way behind. We're now behind grandparents, so we got to step our game up. So no, shout out. Listen, oh, all right. Listen, thankfully, I get to watch another year. I'm so excited about this year of basketball. I know you ladies are going to put on a show. We're going to be here to do a lot of your games, so you're going to get to see us. So hats off. Look grateful to a good season, okay?
Thank you.
All right, Miss Jaden Pente. All right, here we go. Next up. All right, Miss Kidd. So I'll let you introduce yourself and tell us what grade you're in.
I'm Shala Kidd. I'm in 12th grade, a senior this year.
Absolutely. I know you've been injured, right? You're going to be out a little while longer, right? But we're rehabbing. How's the rehab going?
Good.
Good?
Best as it can, yeah.
Feel better?
Yeah.
All right, we got to get you back on the court because listen, you're going to be a key piece to this Betsy Layne team. Talk a little bit about coming back to Betsy Layne, back to I think Jaden said it best, back to your friends. Said you girls are really close. So talk a little bit about the group that you're going to play with this year.
I came back last year. I missed home. Everybody loves home, and I missed home. And I came back, and it was everything that I was looking for. And I'm really excited to eventually get back out there with them. They'll get a little bit of a head start on me, but I'll eventually make it.
So I'm pretty sure you started playing here in the 7th grade as well, right?
Yeah. I played my 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm saying is you've played high school basketball from the 7th grade on. Talk a little bit about Coach Thacker.
He has changed my game in a way a lot. Just the way he communicates with us and coaches us on court, and especially off the court. Like, to him, the way, like, making sure we drink enough and nutrients, like healing our bodies off the court before we step on the court.
I like I said, I learned from every coach I ever helped. I never was a head coach at the high school level or middle school level, but I was an assistant. And one of the things I learned is a coach told me one time, you eat for fuel, you don't eat for taste. And I found that so, I stopped and thought when he said it, I was like, well, that's crazy. But then I thought, no, you're right. So you got to eat right game day. You got to make sure you're hydrated. You got to make sure you have all those nutrients in you because you're going to expel a lot of energy and a lot of exertion in a basketball game. So that's a great statement. So now fun questions.
Okay.
So fun questions. How do you know he's mad? What's the one thing? So I've heard it's the beard pull, it's the head rub,
Absolutely.
It's the yelling.
Okay, for me, it's probably, because there's two types of mad. He either like, it's the beard pull and he's real mad. And then there's the other one where his whole face just gets red. His ears get red first. When I look and his ears are red, I know he's mad.
Yeah.
So that's it for me.
All right. Well, listen, I'm so excited we're going to get to see you here. Like I said, we got a lot of games on the schedule. But now it's the most important question. Who are we giving a shout out to?
Probably my parents and
okay.
my boyfriend, my half ball.
So who's the boyfriend? I know who the boyfriend is.
Brady Robinson.
The ultimate athlete, Brady Robinson. Man, oh man.
They've all been there.
Yeah,
once.
absolutely. So that's good. That's good. So listen, I'm super excited about this basketball season. Outside, and I know the answer is win the region. We all got it. You know, what are you looking for this year? The short-term goal before you get to the big goal.
I think the most thing that I've been telling myself recently is be the best you can be on a team, no matter what role you play.
Ooh.
So for me, is probably just being there for my team right now.
Wow, that is the perfect answer. I mean, really, I always ask these questions. You never know what you're going to get, but that's the perfect one, because right now you're in a tougher situation than normal. You've got to almost be like another coach.
Well, you can either shut down or you can keep going.
Absolutely. Hey, kudos. Brady would have never gave that answer. Brady would have said, let me drop 50 or something like that. So, listen, thank you for coming by. We got two more interviews, and then we're going to bring Coach back on, and I'm going to tell him what all y'all said, because he's not going to go back and watch this. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Don't make me nervous.
Don't make you nervous. All right, up next. All right, awesome. So by the way, not only are we streaming this live tonight, we're also testing our new website that'll be dropping later in the week. So I just got a text from our IT guy that's helping us out. So he has put together an unbelievable website, but it's not released just yet, so I can't tell you the name. But I will ask your name and what grade you're in.
Maddie Collins, I'm a junior.
Maddie Collins, a junior. So how long have you played at the high school level?
Since 8th grade.
Since 8th grade. So, big transition from middle school to high school, obviously. Talk about, let's go out of order. Let's go. Since you helped me get in the door earlier, let's talk a little bit different. Let's go with what is your goal for the season? You personally, what do you want to accomplish this season as a player, as Maddie Collins, the player?
Just my confidence and be able to showcase it in the game.
Good. So now let's go to the team goal. What's up for you? Where do you see now? Like I said, we everybody wants to win the region. What's your first goal you got to accomplish as a team to say, yep, we did it?
I think just playing as a team, even if it's off the floor.
Ooh, like it. Talk about last year. You played last year, correct? Mm-hmm. Talk about making it to the All-A tournament championship game. And coming up just a little bit short. I was listening to it on the radio, and I know we cover Martin County too, but home, I think it's home. I consider this one of my homes. So I was like, oh, and that shot missed. I was like, oh. Talk a little bit about that.
I think just at that time we was meshing so well together, and it was a good point within the season, and we just ended up coming up short.
So talk about 58 district play, what it's like.
I think everybody in the district is pretty even, no matter the team. I think it just comes down to really who wants it more and who plays the hardest. Well,
and that's what makes it fun, and something this district does that I'll say sometimes I'm not always a fan of. You jump into district play right off the bat. You got a district game the first week, right? Now, me personally, as a coach, I'm not a fan of it. As a player, I don't know. As a fan, I love it. Let's see where we're at, right? So, what's your thoughts on playing district so early?
I think it just gives everybody, even us, just a idea of where we're at and where we need to be. Absolutely.
So now let's go to the coach question. How's it like playing for Coach Thacker?
It's good.
That's such an easy answer. Come on. How's it good?
He just always wants the best for us, no matter, even if it's on or off the floor.
Absolutely. And I'm trying to have a little fun with this because, we got to put our game face on in a couple days when you have your first scrimmage game. So how do we know Coach is mad?
He likes to rub his beard.
I'm going to have to look for this on the sideline. So now during the game, when something bad happens, I'm going to see if Coach is rubbing the beard. So that's the dead giveaway. Okay. So now you're telling all of the signs, so every coach in the region now knows when Corey's mad. So no. So, all right. Last question, simple one. Who are we going to give a shout out to?
My parents.
All right, parents. I guess we're going, as dads, we're going to have to count that as a victory, right? We're getting mentioned, not just mom. So, all right, listen, Maddie, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Have a great year, okay?
Thank you.
All right. One more, and then we're going to bring Coach Stacker back in to wrap up. Yeah, you're good. Come on in. I'm going to tell something. I forgot your name a minute ago.
Kinley Martin.
I know, Kinley Martin. I have watched you play since the 7th grade. Now, you went to John M. Stumbo, see?
Lady Mustang, shout out.
There you go, shout out to the Lady Mustang. I asked somebody this earlier, and I'm going to ask you, was there a little bit of rivalry between Betsy Layne and John M.?
When I was younger, maybe, but I mean, I started coming up playing high school basketball in 7th grade, and we all just became friends.
Yeah.
Then, so it wasn't really.
Yeah. Yeah, but still that little bit of rivalry, that little bit of bragging rights, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I remember that. So listen, unbelievable year. You've already got, I think you got an offer already?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that? How many?
4.
4 offers already. So where are they to?
Midway University, KCU, Kentucky Christian University, Alice Lloyd, and then Spalding University recently.
Oh.
That's it down in Louisville.
Awesome. I'm sure there's going to be more coming after this year. So now I ask this question, and then I guess I'm going to ask you the same question. First, let's do a personal goal. What is your personal goal for this year?
Not really on the court, really just with this new team. We have a lot of new girls coming up, and I want to be that girl that they can look up to and really just kind of be a leader to them younger girls, because I was in their shoes once, and now I'm the senior, so I definitely want to be there for them. And
So now I'm going to ask a question. Did Coach Thacker prep you all on these answers? Because, Susan, they have nailed them.
Actually,
I mean, that is a great, and I know you did it. I'm joking about that. But that was such a great response because, you know, I remember back, Charles Barkley said once, you probably don't know who Charles Barkley was. Yes, he was not an announcer at one time he played. He said he didn't want to be a role model.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, when you're the leader on a team, you are a role model.
Yeah.
And these younger kids look up to you.
Yeah.
So kudos to you. Great answer. And for college coaches, that's the type you want right there. That's what you want. That's the answer you want from your player. So now let's go to team goals. I get it. You know, I've said this 100 times. Win the region. Everybody, if you ask anybody, I want to win the region. I want to win the state. We got to get there first. What's your first goal? You said this is what we got to accomplish first.
I think really just knowing each other and getting that kind of bond, because you're not going to win any games if you don't know the girls like us people. But I definitely do want to win this year. Like, that is my main goal. I've never cut down a net, actually, my whole career of basketball. So I'm looking for it this year.
So, Coach Thacker, you have something to accomplish this year, sir.
Yeah, I never have, because in middle school, unfortunately, John M., we never got to cut down a net.
Wow.
So, yep.
Wow.
But now playing at Betsy Layne, I'm looking for that. So
Well.
I hope we can as a team.
All right. So now let's go talk about these the 4 seniors, the three seniors other than you. Talk a little bit about the bond that you have with those girls, because you know I've told this. My son went here, so I saw you girls play probably way back when you was in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about the bond you have with those girls.
We're definitely like best friends. I mean, it's not even on the court. We are always with each other outside of basketball, at school, walking in the hallways, driving around together. I mean, they're like my best friends for life. And I'm thankful that I did come up in 7th grade, because I did get like Jaden Pente and Shala and Lake and Keithley. I didn't really know them from middle school, and we wasn't close, but that definitely started our bond back then, and we got to grow ever since then.
Well, absolutely. So talk a little bit about we asked that. So is this the only sports you play?
In high school, yes.
Oh, okay.
In middle school, I played other sports.
Okay.
Yeah, in high school, I just played basketball.
Well, good deal. So last question. Who are we going to give a shout out to?
Nick Martin, my dad.
Oh, so dads, thank you, Nick. You got us another vote. You got another vote. So somebody's got to thank the dads. We do a lot too. Thank you.
I heard you saying all the moms was getting a shout out, so I shouted my dad.
Oh, absolutely. So so I'm sure he's a big supporter and he's got a lot to be proud of. You know, we're going to keep up with you. We look forward. I know there's more offers coming. I'm sure Jaden's going to get more offers, and as soon as Kid gets back on the floor, Shyla gets back on the floor, it's going to be, I know she's going to pick up more offers too. So this is a good group. Talk about, last thing, I shouldn't have said last 58th district. 58th district. You've been through the wars. You've been through the battles. What's your expectation for this year?
I just, as a team, I want us to compete, and I think it can be. We're all on the same playing ground, and it's just who wants it more at the end of the day this year. So definitely, we need to fight for that.
Everybody, thank you. Kenley Martin, great answers, great answers. Let's get Coach in here. We're going to wrap up. I broke my golden rule. I went a little longer than an hour, but give me a mic, Susan, and that's a problem. So everybody, listen, so much basketball action getting ready to kick off, so much stuff. Let me tell you, come on in, Coach. I'm going to tell you what's going to drop this week. We have a new website, Coach. We were testing it tonight. Video is playing. So we are in the process of developing an app, the APSN app. You'll be able to download. Easy way to find the games. Easy way, because basketball season, there's going to be some nights we have two crews. So all of our games, for those of you that's just joining us, I can't say all, the majority of our games will be shown on WPRG TV5, our friends over at Gearhart Communications and Intermountain Cable. So, you know, Coach, I said it, we still got some older people that don't understand streaming, you know, that maybe they can't find Facebook, they can't work it, but they can find Channel 5. So we're discussing with them. We've got so much going on. You're going to have a lot of basketball games. I think between the two of us, over 100 basketball games.
Oh, goodness.
Not counting doubleheaders.
Right.
Not counting doubleheaders. Or tournaments.
Yeah.
So, absolutely. Coach, we've had some fun things. So I'm going to have to look now. When you get mad, you pull the beard. So that's the dead giveaway. So now every coach in the region says, we got him. He's pulling the beard. Yeah. So,
I think my wife would agree with that.
Oh, too, yeah. But listen, honestly, man, you got a great group of girls. I mean, and some of the answers were spot on, and as a coach, that has to make you proud.
Oh yeah, usually we would prep them for this, but this group, and I tell people, I don't know what it's going to look like on the court, but there's something about this group, the way they are off the court, how they're in, having a good time at all times and communicating. There's something special here. I don't know if it will affect the court yet. We hope so. We got a long season, but it's a fun group to be around. A really fun group. A lot of different characteristics with the girls. I was listening a little bit. You heard 7th graders that answered like seniors.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And that's just good. A lot of the young girls have came up and they're looking at them older girls, and we've challenged the older girls like, hey, that one's got to go under your wing. Like that's regardless of what you do on the court, like mentor one of these young girls so they can keep building what you all started.
Well, that's the key. It's something I always used to say is leave it better than you found it.
That's it.
And that's what you do as a leader, as a veteran. You work with those young kids. So when you're coming back and sitting in the stands, paying for that ticket,
right?
You know that the product is going to be there. So, kudos, Coach. I'm going to ask you, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
First, my wife, my kids, they get the bad deal of all this.
Oh man.
You know how it is, but they got to take a back seat to it for a couple. Well, I say a couple months. It's usually about 11 months.
Yeah.
But shout out to them because they got to put up with a lot. They go where I go. So first and foremost, them. Of course, my mom. I mean, she supported me as a player. Well, I think she supports me more as a coach.
Yeah.
If she can drive there, she's not missing them. And the school, the administrative, athletic directors, all that, they're just super supportive of me. When I walk in the building, it's never bad stuff. Hey, how you doing, Coach? Do you need anything? What can we do to help you? They're great with their girls, and the parents and the players really. Without them, none of this is possible.
Absolutely.
The girls, not only them showing up, them having good attitudes. we ask a lot of here on and off the court. It's more than basketball to us, so we ask a lot from them. And the parents, I mean, they got to run these kids. You know, we just look at it as, oh, just get to and from practice. Some of them sit out there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know, some of them's leaving their job, taking their lunch to come get their kids.
Absolutely.
So I think, you know, we got to thank the parents and, you know, the concession, the fundraiser, all that stuff. So, you know, just shout out to all those guys, you know, just the community in general. I mean, this is home to me. Me and my wife, she's been here her whole life, but I've been here going on 11 years now. Been here at Betsy Layne with middle school and high schools. This will be year 7 of some sort. So, you know, this is home to us. So, you know, we go to church in Betsy Layne. Everything we do is in Betsy Layne. So, you know, just the community. And when the community gets behind, when they see this team and the boys team and all that, you know, when they get behind this school, I mean, it's going to be so much better. And we're close. We're close. We're there. We just, you know, once we start playing, once they see these games, they'll see the product and just the good kids that are in this community and that are going to be future doctors and teachers and lawyers and all that stuff. So it's really easy to get behind kids like this.
I said it, and I'll say it again for the ones that didn't hear it. A coach's job is to help these kids get their college paid for.
That's it.
And teach them to be a good citizen.
That's it.
Whether it's boy, male, female, teach them to be a
and
leader
you know,
in their
that's
community.
something we do. When they become juniors, you know, we ask them, hey, what does college look like for you? It doesn't have to be an athlete.
Yep.
We had one last year. You know, we had that talk with her. I won't mention no names, but she's like, Coach, I don't want to play basketball. I was like, that's fine. I'm here to help you get there. I don't care if it's soccer, whatever. Like, we're here to help you get that paid for, and we want to make sure that you're ready for that when you get there, because we want you to not try it and drop out. You know, it's like one of my life goals was achieved this weekend. Saturday, I got to go watch Haley Dameron play in college.
Oh, wow.
You know, phenomenal JV game. I think right around 20 points. They played midway.
Oh,
First
wow.
JV win of the season.
Awesome.
And seeing, not just a basketball player, but seeing the young lady that Haley, you know Haley and her family,
yeah.
but seeing the young lady that she's became and watching her on that floor, being the leader that we got to see in practice every day here is just really good. And she actually, this was her first game, she got varsity minutes.
Wow.
So it was really good. It was something just, that's the kind of reward that I like to see, is seeing that, her having fun for 4 more years and it actually being fun for her, and while she's getting a college degree, that's just huge.
Wow, and that brings, you know, you're right, I was close with Haley. She was on the last AAU girls team I ever coached.
Yep.
So, yeah, not that I taught her anything. She was a pretty good athlete before I got her, but no, I mean, just a great kid.
Yep,
a great kid, absolutely. Great family. All right, Coach, media days in the books. What's up next? When's your first game?
We got Blue and White Night this Saturday. I think we start at 6 o'clock. So everybody's welcome to that. You know, it's fun, entertainment. You'll see the boys play, us play, a couple of the middle schools, you know, going to try to get some K5, anybody that's in season, introductions, all that stuff. Just a good night of basketball. And then next week, Friday and Saturday, we play our first 2 scrimmages, so back to back. So we're just really make sure we're prepared for that and looking forward to that. And like I said, watching these girls play somebody besides each other.
Yeah, exactly. They beat up on each other long enough, right? They've done that since, October 15th.
Yeah.
It's time to play somebody else. Well, for us, Friday night, we will be at Shelby Valley High School. You'll get to see the Betsy Layne boys in action. You'll get to see Pikeville. You'll get to see Shelby Valley. You'll get to see Huntington Prep. You'll get to see the Man Hillbillies from Man, West Virginia. You'll get to see the Grundy Golden Wave. And I'm trying to go off now. I forgot somebody. Breathitt County.
Another Virginia team. Grundy plays some, was it Richland? No. There was another Virginia team
See,
that I seen on there.
I messed up. I shouldn't have went naming them all. But anyways, the schedule is on the page. We will make sure and post it again multiple times this week, as a lot of good stuff going on APSN. So, Coach, as always, thank you for inviting us. We're happy to be here anytime, but it's time to go.
Hey, we appreciate you guys coming. Make sure, you know, anybody that's watching, especially from Betsy Layne, if you want to keep up with our basketball this year, this is the guy covering. So make sure you follow them, like their page, support them any way possible.
All right, everybody. For Thomas Rainey, I'm with Coach Stacker. So long and good night.